Ralston Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And welcome to the winner's bracket of day number 2 of the 2025 State A Legion Baseball Tournament here on yourliveevent.com. From Castleton, I'm Chase Miller, and this is our pregame show brought to you in part by Castleton Lumber from Valley Process Technologies Field. Today, it'll feature our next 2 games of Devil's Lake, the East number 1 seed, against the East number 3 in the Fargo Jets. That'll be the East number 2 Kindred going up against the East number 4 in Castleton. Devils Lake with a 12-0 win over the Bismarck Senators in 5 innings yesterday. Fargo was able to get by the Bismarck Reps 11-1 in 5 innings as well. When we come back after this, we'll dive into the matchups a little bit more with Fargo and Devils Lake. We'll recap what happened earlier in our elimination game as 2 teams already sent home packing, and we'll get you ready for the starting lineups in here from the coaches. That and more today from Castleton. Here it's the State A winners bracket, the Jets and the Storm, upcoming on yourliveevent.com.
At Castleton Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Castleton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Castleton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471.
Homegrown Local Radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
As we come back here on yourliveevent.com, let's recap what happened earlier here today at the State A Legion Baseball Tournament. The Bismarck Senators defeated the Reps 8-7. The Senators were down 7-0 after 4 innings of play. They scored the final 8 runs of the game. Lucas Farstead had the game-winning triple in the top half of the 7th inning as the Senators advance with a 8-7 win over the Bismarck Reps. Also in an elimination contest, Minot got up early against Valley City 4-0 and eventually succumbed to the Royals as Valley City won 10-7 over Minot in that game. Corbin Powell with the bases clearing double in the 3rd. Also a nice game for Andrew Sikora as he had 3 runs on 2 hits. He reached base all 4 times of the run driven in as well. And Mr. James Schwer picked up the complete game, giving up 14 hits, but eventually 15 hits, that is, 7 runs, but would go 7 innings and go the distance and pick up the win for Valley City. So the loser of this game will play Valley City tomorrow at high noon for our first of 3 games here in Castleton. The winner of this game will play at 5:30 to put a bow on our Day 3 coverage in the semifinals against the winner of our next contest of Kindred and Castleton. The Kindred and Castleton loser will play the Senators at 2:30 tomorrow afternoon. That's a look at the bracket. Here's some other brackets elsewhere. Earlier today, Fargo Post 400 picked up a win, 4-3-10 over Mandan. So Post 400 is making their way to the state AA championship. West Fargo and Dickinson currently in action right now, and it's the West Fargo Patriots up by 1 over the Dickinson Rough Riders, bottom of the 6th inning. Dickinson up by 1 over the West Fargo Patriots, 1-0. Dickinson leads West Fargo 1-0, bottom of the 6th inning as it stands right now. The winner of that game will play Mandan for the second elimination game in AA, with the winner of that then to play Fargo Post 400 in the AA championship upcoming tomorrow. And then at the State B tournament earlier today, Thompson defeated Langdon in 5, 10-0. Linton Ashley Wishick down to Candu 8-2 in 9 innings. And then currently in action right now, it's Lemoore and Renville County. Lemoore leads 2-0 over Renville County. That game is in the top of the 5th with Park River and Washburn coming up here a little bit later on at the B. That's a look at your out-of-town scoreboard. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll hear from the coaches. First up, Mike Boutine of the Jets. That's around the corner next here on our Castleton Lumber pregame show.
Our heritage, sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank community bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. Customers are more than account numbers, they are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Keep your car moving along with the team at Elite Automotive Center in Fargo. What sets Elite Automotive Center apart from the herd is their truly extensive list of services. From brake and tire service to tune-ups and battery replacement, there's no job too big or small for their ASE certified technicians. Schedule your next oil change by going to EliteAutomotiveCenter.com or scan the QR code on your screen now. Never settle for standard service. Stop by Elite Automotive Center today in Fargo.
As we come back here on our pregame show, brought to you in part by Castleton Lumber. This interview here with the Fargo Jets head coach, this is Mike Boutine, as we welcome you to the winner's bracket of the State A Legion tournament. It's Fargo and it's Devils Lake. Joining us here again is Mike. This interview brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank. Biggest thing in the opening round win was, well, what you liked about your team, Mike, was what as you get ready for Devils Lake?
We got a little confidence with the bats. Last week in our region tournament, we were kind of swinging okay, not great, and we stacked a bunch of really good at-bats together yesterday, and we got to put up a few runs and have a little fun. So that was good to see. Hopefully we can continue that. Obviously, it's baseball. You never really know, but I think the kids are ready to hopefully do something very similar.
Well, something you mentioned yesterday in the pregame was it's kind of been 1 through 9, anybody in the lineup, and it kind of was that way as well yesterday. But someone who had a really nice game, Eli Emineth, just really was able to barrel up a couple of baseballs. When he can get going, what does that do for the rest of the lineup?
It just gives everybody else confidence behind him. Eli's a confident kid as it is, but when he gets going, everybody else is kind of like, oh yeah, now we can get going and we can kind of pace ourselves from there. And he's an energy kid at the end of the day. He's a talker. He's going when things are going really, really well. The dugout's really behind him, usually most of the time. So
when you look at Devils Lake, what's going to be a challenge here? Obviously, some really good athletes on the opposite side of the field here this afternoon.
Yeah, they're an old group. They've been through it a little bit. A lot of the guys that they have on the mound, they'll be super competitive. So we'll have to kind of work through that, and we'll just have to grind out some at-bats. Maybe that means not scoring until the late innings. Maybe that just play really good defense behind everything. But it's going to be kind of a grind today, where we know that it's going to be all 7 innings.
Let's talk about your pitcher here in Finn Bergseth. Just what do you want to see from him on the mound going up against the Palmers, so to speak, of the world, from Devils Lake?
Yeah, same kind of thing that I asked of Gomez yesterday, where we find a good tempo, we get going. If things don't go right, we got to reset, and we just got to continue to be competitive with multiple pitches. That's at the end of the day, if Finn's got multiple pitches, he's pretty tough to hit. So if we can get those going early, I think good things are going to happen to us.
Hey, Mike, thanks so much for your time, and best of luck here today.
Sounds good. Thank you.
And again, head coach Mike Boutine with us here for the Fargo Jets. We'll continue on our pregame show after this interview brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo, Moorhead, and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial, sales, and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
As we continue on our pregame show here today, it's Devils Lake and it's Fargo Jets here in the State A winners bracket. Joining us here is Brent Lurie, the part of the head coaches here for Devils Lake. Biggest thing that you saw in game number 1, Brent, was what, as you kind of get ready for region rival here in game number 2 with the Fargo Jets?
Yeah, I thought once we got that first run, the boys kind of settled in and didn't expand the zone, forced those guys to throw it over the plate and just kept at it. I know there was some walks that started to pile up, and then we took advantage of it and kind of snowballed for the other team a little out of hand, and then we started. The guys did their job on the hill and played defense behind them and just continued to do what we've been doing.
I know there's only 5 innings of baseball, but Will Heilman really set the tone, I thought. And you get number 2 and number 3 in there. Just for 5 innings, what did you see from the pitching core, here at a state tournament in that game number 1?
Yeah, all 3 of them are sophomores, so just for them to get some experience here and, just to know that we have the faith to put them out there, no matter the score, and to get them settled in and start us out on the right foot at the tournament and, not to have to throw a bunch of pitches is just key for the rest of the way.
What's going to be the biggest challenge against the regional foe in the Fargo Jets, a team that you obviously know pretty well here?
Yeah, we haven't seen him since about a month ago. Played him at the end of June. They put the ball in play pretty well. They're pretty fundamental. They just, there's a lot of guys on their team that play EDC Class A baseball in the spring. So, fortunate enough, we see them in the spring with our high school squad. And, there's probably not going to be a lot of secrets. We're going to go with Mason. They haven't seen him, so it's kind of something new to them, hopefully, and kind of try to catch him off guard and see what he can do.
Final thing for you, biggest thing about Mason will be what once he takes the mound?
Just controlling the zone. The velocity is usually there, and just getting his stuff over consistently, because once he gets his fastball going and he can get his curveball over, it's pretty tough. Just mixing and matching, and nothing, that he's just trying to not force it in there, not try to strike out everybody. Know that he's got a good defense behind him, and once he settles in, hopefully we can get some runs behind him.
Hey, Brent, thanks so much for your time, and best of luck here today in day 2.
Thank you, sir.
And again, one of the co-head coaches for Devils Lake Luring will continue on our pregame after this.
Green Earth Landscaping offers a full range of services, including commercial and residential landscape design and installation, maintenance and sprinkler services. From outdoor kitchens to patios, retaining walls, lighting, fine grade, sod and hydroseed, and anything in between, Green Earth Landscaping has you covered, servicing the Fargo-Moorhead area and beyond. For more information, go online to greenearthnd.com. That's greenearthnd.com.
Keep your job site stocked with reliable service from Prairie Supply Inc., the contractor's headquarters. Our team specializes in everything concrete. That means hand tools and equipment, rebar of all shapes and sizes, concrete forming packages and ICFs, decorative concrete materials like color, stain, sealers, and coatings. And let's not forget our impressive fleet of winter construction equipment to keep the concrete flowing all year round. If you've got concrete questions, we've got concrete answers at Prairie Supply Inc., the contractor's headquarters.
This interview is brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank, sharing their heritage and their future with locations in North Dakota and Minnesota at dhb.bank. That does it for our pregame show, brought to you in part by Castleton Lumber, finding the quality materials that you need, whether it's lumber to siding, plywood, windows, and more. With Castleton Lumber, they can render your next project, whether it's big or small. Call 701-347-4471. That's 347-4471 to get in touch with Ross and the crew at Castleton Lumber. Chase Miller with you here today, getting ready for the opening pitch. Currently overcast skies, 78 degrees. Wind from left to right here on the ball diamond, as it's been for most of the course of the day. Seeing our center field cam at times whip a little bit around here and there. As it's now time for our starting lineups, brought to you in part by American Crystal Sugar Company. For the Jets, they'll go like this: Sam Chase, the catcher, batting leadoff; Kobe Ebling, the shortstop, batting second; Finn Bergset, the pitcher, batting third, followed by Eli Emineth, the first baseman, in the cleanup spot. Tate Barnacle, the second baseman, batting fifth, with Andrew Perrault, the third baseman, sixth. Jack Joyce, the right fielder, seventh, with Evan Felber, the center fielder, eighth, and Harper Schultz, he's in left field, batting ninth. For the Storm, Heilman, Olsen, and Tripke left to right in the outfield. You got Kraft at third base, Rainsbury at short, Palmer over at second base here for Devils Lake, and that'll be Max. And you got Remick at first base, Beck behind the plate, Mason Palmer on the mound here today for Devils Lake. Devils Lake will be in their white attire, while for the Fargo Jets in their black tops and their gray pants. That is our starting lineups, brought to you in part by American Crystal Sugar Company. Live the sweet life with great careers, quality products, grower owned. Go to crystalsugar.com. A little bit ahead of schedule, but that's all right. Game number 7 here of the tournament, as it's all downhill from here officially, as the opening pitch will be at 4:54, and it's a strike. Chase, the catcher, it's the first crack at Mason Palmer here in this one. First pitch, a strike. Second one will be a grounder to Remick. He'll flip it over to Palmer. I'll go 1-3. Make that 3-1, on the putout. And there's one down here in the first. That's to Ebling here. As Ebling will come up to the plate here for the Jets. Ebling will see this one on the outside part of the plate. It's 1-0. Colby yesterday walked a couple of times. I think that 3 times, able to get a run driven in on a bases-loaded walk. Also able to score 2 runs in the number 2 spot. Eli Emineth and also Harper Schultz drove in 3 each in their 11-1 win over the Reps. This will be called a strike. It's now going to be 2-1. Seeing Olsen shade into center field here a little bit. 2-1 pitch, big cut at it. Now going to be 2-2. Looking like nice day tomorrow as well to be at the ballpark. So coming out to Valley Process Technologies Field in Castleton, enjoy some good baseball. The 2-2 fouled. We'll keep it at 2 balls and 2 strikes. You win this game, you're going to find yourself to playing Sunday baseball in some capacity here. You lose this, you go to an elimination game, and your season's on the line tomorrow. The 2-2 ground in. This will be the second baseman, Max Palmer, 4-3. 2 down here in the top of the first inning as it's now to Finn Bergseth, the pitcher. Take a look at Bergseth from yesterday. Was able to get 1 run driven in, went 1 of 4 with a single on the run driven in back in inning number 3 against the Reps yesterday. Off-speed pitch, delivers a strike, it's 0-1. Mason Palmer able to get a couple ground outs so far. We'll see what he can do against the opposing pitcher. As Bergseth takes another off-speed pitch for a strike, it's 0-2. So 2 good pitches on the way here for Mason. The 0-2. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Mason Palmer, 3 consecutive breaking balls, able to retire Bergseth for a 3-up, 3-down first. As we make our way to the bottom of the first inning, Fargo scoreless, Devils Lake coming to the plate.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated. KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Take your softball or baseball skills to the next level with personalized instruction from the professional staff at the Ball Yard. Their mission is to provide area players, young and old, the opportunity to improve their skills in a professional level facility and to provide a high level of instruction to youth players to help them achieve their goals at the Ball Yard. Come and visit the one place in the Fargo-Moorhead area where it's always summer. For more information, go online to fmballyard.com. That's fmballyard.com.
As we get to our starting lineups, brought to you in part by American Crystal Sugar Company. Here for Devils Lake, batting leadoff will be Max Palmer, the second baseman. Faustin Olsen, the center fielder, will be batting second. Mason Palmer, the pitcher, third, followed by Trayson Beck, the catcher, in the cleanup role. Brody Rainsbury, the shortstop, batting fifth, with Hunter Remick, the first baseman, batting sixth. Will Heilman, the left fielder, batting seventh. Easton Kraft, the third baseman, batting eighth, and Taden Tripke, the right fielder, here today for Devils Lake. So Max Palmer, Olsen, Mason Palmer, Beck, Rainsbury, Remick, Heilman, Kraft, and Tripke here for Devils Lake. For the Fargo Jets, Schultz in left field with Felber in center. Joyce stands in right with Emineth over at first base. Barnacle at second, Ebling at short, Peralta at third, and Chase behind the plate. And on the mound will be Finn Bergseth here for the Fargo Jets. That is our starting lineups, brought to you in part by American Crystal Sugar Company. Go to crystalsugar.com. Well, both teams able to win via the 10-run rule yesterday. 12 rip for Devils Lake in 5, and for the Fargo Jets, 11-1 in 5. So far today, have yet to see a mercy rule game. Seen a lot of hits. Have yet to see a pitcher's duel here today. Seeing if maybe that can change the game a little bit with these two as Finn Bergseth delivers a strike. Bergseth works ahead on Palmer. It's 0-1. No balls and a strike. Down the pitch. This one, snow cone in the back by Chase, says it's 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike here to Max. Fouled back. Now it's 1-2. As we get to the 5 o'clock hour here today in Castleton. 3 games tomorrow upcoming here from the ball yard. Top of the 6th inning at the State B. A tight one with Renville County and Lemoore. It's Lemoore 6, Renville County 1. Top of the 6th inning. After Lemoore was up 2-love early in the game. Off speed, got him. Bergseth with the strikeout, and Max Palmer is retired, out number 1. Well, we're talking about Mason Palmer's off-speed pitch, and if Bergseth can match that with what we just saw there on the breaking ball in the outer part of the plate, I'll just make things a little bit more difficult for these batters throughout the course of the game. Big bender there as Olston falls behind, no balls and a strike. Devils Lake just kept on running and running and running some more yesterday in their win over the Bismarck Senators. They had 7 stolen bases in 1 inning alone. This will be 1 ball and 1 strike. So for Bergseth, trying to keep the Storm off the base pass. The 1-1, soft chopper. That'll be hit right back to the pitcher. Bergseth flips it to Emineth. 1-3 on the putout. And there's 2 down. Well, it's to Mason Palmer, and when you talk with different coaches, it doesn't really matter the sport. They say, where's Mason Palmer at, and how can we avoid getting him more touches when it comes to football? Obviously, baseball here, quality shortstop on the mound. Basketball, just a really good player where you could put probably a stick, a glove, or anything in his hand and find a way to be an impactful player. As Bergseth falls behind 2-0. State A Legion tournament here today and through Monday in Castleton. The 2-0 just off the plate now, 3-0. Coverage begins at noon tomorrow with the loser of this game against Valley City. The 3-0 splits the plate for a strike. It's now 3-1. We'll have 2 elimination games tomorrow, then the semifinals after that. 3-1 pitch hit in the air, 4 and base hit. That'll go to right, inside out swing by Mason. He got jammed, but he fighted it off. And Devils Lake has a runner aboard here with 2 outs and Mason Palmer. And it looks like we're going to get a courtesy runner. Number 17 here for the Storm will come on. As we'll see Weiberg. Weberg will come on here. So Weberg will come on. Nope. We're going to get a different courtesy runner now, number 23, excuse me. So Ben Brodina. So quick hockey line change at first. As we'll have Brodina over at first base now. Working from the stretch for the first time here will be Bergseth. I'll miss off the zone. It's 1-0 to Trayson Beck, the catcher. Storm with their white tops, white bottoms. Storm across the front in red with the red numerals. Fargo Jets also with the red numerals outlined in white. Breaking ball in there for a strike. It's 1-1. Been some good baseball games across the state of North Dakota here today. Some close games in all 3 different state tournaments. The 1-1 runner is going to break. Here's the throw up off the line into center. Sliding in, though, will be Brodina. And he'll get into scoring position. So 2-1 on the way. With 2 down, Brodina stands in scoring position. The 2-1 pitch, swung on a miss. Now 2-2. Here's a 2-2 offering to the cleanup batter. That'll miss outside. Now 3-2. Going to the bottom of the 7th inning in Williston, Dickinson 1, West Fargo 1. So the Patriots have tied things up with the Rough Riders. And Double A in an elimination contest. Winners got Mandan in elimination game number 2 today. That will be again in Williston. The payoff pitch. Strike 3 looking. Bergseth gets his 2nd strikeout of the inning, and that'll retire the side. No runs, a hit, no errors, and a runner left. We played 1 today on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. We're scoreless as we head to the 2nd.
Accounting needs you may have, Todd R. World Certified Public Accountant has you covered. From income tax planning, preparation, and consulting for individuals and businesses. Todd Wold CPA would like to wish the best to the teams competing and thank the coaches and players for their hard work and dedication throughout the season on and off the field, as anything can happen every night at the Diamond. For more information, go online to wold-cpa.com. That's wold-cpa.com.
Partnership is a way of life here in the Northland. It's about pitching in to help our neighbors, making lending decisions locally, honoring long-term commitments to farmers, Main Street businesses, teams, schools, and rural communities. We're more than just a bank. We're a community partner, working constantly and diligently to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. Bank North, always true.
Broadcasting today from the Kindred State Bank and Insurance Agency broadcast booth here in Castleton. For more information, go to kindredstatebank.com. Whether it's insurance or banking, let them handle your requests at Kindred State Bank and Insurance Agency. Eli Emeneth, Tate Barnacle, and Andrew Peralt due up here for the Jets after Mason Palmer had a 3-up, 3-down first inning with a strikeout at the end went with Ben Bergseth. The sun is starting to peek through some of the clouds here today in Castleton, as it was yesterday. Kind of got that Canadian wildfire haze covering the majority of the daytime sky. Winner of this game gets one step closer to trying to get into the championship. Loser of this game, not that it's done by any stretch of the imagination, but you can find yourself an elimination game tomorrow instead of a game where if you lose, you can come back and still come through a little bit on that Monday. Emeneth, Barnacle, and Peralt again due up here, as Mason Palmer on for his second inning of work. Kindred and Castleton to come up later tonight at 7:30 for our final game of day number 2, as this one's delivered for a strike here to Emeneth. Emeneth with 3 runs driven in yesterday was our player of the game for the Fargo Jets. Here's the 0-1. Now 0-2. Mason Palmer dealing early. 3 consecutive breaking balls to Bergseth, then comes right at Eli here. And that last pitch with a fastball. The 0-2. Taking Emeneth, it's now 1-2. These two teams played twice back in the latter part of June between the Jets and the Storm. Here's the 1-2 offering. Swing and a miss. Palmer records his second straight strikeout. And there's one down as now Tate Barnacle comes up to the plate. In the first game of the doubleheader, it was a 10-0 win for Devil's Lake. And in Game 2, the Storm won 7-2. So in 2 games, Devil's Lake has outscored the Jets 17-2 here this season. And look out up the first baseline. Everybody looks to be all right. That was a rocket. Everybody had a quick little flinch there off the bat of Barnacle towards the Devil's Lake dugout. Here's the 0-1. Oh, miss for a ball. It's 1-1. So far, Mason Palmer popping the mid of Beck behind the plate. Here's the 1-1. Foul again. Jets a little late. It's 1-2. As Mason Palmer sees this with the 1-2 offering on the way. Hit on the ground. Max Palmer able to flip it over to Remick. 4-3 on the putout. So far, 2 strikeouts and 3 groundouts here for the Jets. It's now Andrew Peralt. And the 10-0 win for Devil's Lake. They 1-5 over Fargo. As Peralt sees this for a ball. Now 1-0. The 1-0 pitch swung on and missed. Now 1-1. And the Storm in that first game, Hunter Remick went 5 innings of work, 2 strikeouts, 1 hit, and 1 walk. 1-1 pitch 1-2 also for the Storm. 2 runs driven in by Mason Palmer in their first win against the Fargo Jets this season. This will be fouled back. Then in game 2 went the distance. 7-2, the Storm picked up the win. 6 1/3 here for Ben Larson. 9 hits, 2 runs, both unearned, 5 strikeouts. Hunter Remick with 2 runs driven in the 7-2 win against the Jets in game number 2. 1-2 pitch, got him looking. Peralta's retired, and another 3 up, 3 down for Palmer. Played an inning and a half here today on yourliveevent.com. We're scoreless on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
This is Chris from Agassi Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. How did your planting season go this year? Are you looking to make improvements for next year instead of breaking the bank on a whole new planter? Get the best price of the year on upgrades for your planter from Agassi Precision Ag this summer. Get $50 back per roll per product for some of our best-selling solutions. Make the precision decision for your planter this summer. Give us a call at 701-636-2119 or visit planterdoc.com for more information.
Bottom of the second inning here on yourliveevent.com as Finn Bergseth will square up with Rainsbury, Remick, and Heilman. It'll be the 5, 6, and 7 batters here for the Storm in the bottom of the second inning. This game a little bit different from our first two, where there was a combined 20, make that 32 runs in the 2 games combined. The Storm, we'll see Rainsbury. He'll take a strike at 0-1. Mason Palmer able to get a single, then Brodina able to get into scoring position with 2 down. As this is going to be hit in the air, that'll go to center field. Felberg giving chase, comes on and makes the catch. 1 down here in the second. As it goes to Hunter Remick. Remick, the first baseman. As you see Bergseth right now trying to match Palmer as he delivers a good breaking ball to get ahead in the count. It's 0-1. Got ahead on Rainsbury. We'll see what he can do against Remick here. The 0-1. Able to put a fastball across the plate. Now 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Strike 3 looking, and Bergseth with his 3rd strikeout of the game. All 3 of them have been caught looking as well between Max Palmer, Trayson Beck, and now Remick, and there's 2 down here in the bottom of the second inning. Oh, running on the hands here on Will Heilman. Heilman, 3 innings of really good baseball to start yesterday for Devils Lake against the Senators. Part of 3 pitchers that were on the mound, got some work in. Delivers a off-speed pitch for a strike, now 1-1. Bergseth, as Palmer is getting that off-speed pitch across the plate on that breaking ball. Now it's 1-2. Finn Bergseth looking to match Palmer here in the second. 1-2 pitch, that'll miss outside, 2-2. As Bergseth wasting very little time. Goes and looks at Chase, gets the sign and the wind. Breaking ball. This will be slicing into short right center field, but coming in on the alley is Felber. And it's a 3 up, 3 down second inning. On the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard, we're scoreless as we head to the 3rd.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
At Castleton Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Castleton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Castleton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471.
Well, in Williston, they're going extra innings, tied at 1 between the Rough Riders and the Patriots. Dickinson and West Fargo tied at 1, top of the 8th in Double-A. Well, in Park River, in the third game of the opening round between Lemoore and Renville County has a 3-2 lead, bottom of the 6th against Lemoore right now. So Renville County puts 2 runs across as it's 3-2 right now. Bottom of the 6th inning, Renville County over Lemoore. Look at your out-of-town scoreboard. As now it goes to Jack Joyce. Joyce, Felber, and Schultz. As it's 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That'll be fouled back. It's going to be 1-1. For Mason Palmer, 24 pitches through 2 innings of work, 3 strikeouts. 1 in the first, 2 in the second. Here's the 1-1 pitch. A work outside. It's now 2-1. Felber and Schultz again coming up after this. Right now the Jets just looking for their first base runner in some capacity. A hit, a walk, a hit by pitch against Palmer. The 2-1 got it for a strike. Good spot, fastball, middle in. 2-2. Very similar to Bergseth. Palmer, it's right on the mound, looks at his catcher back and fires. Hit in the air. This one will go to left fielder Heilman. First one that's been put in play that goes to the outfield here this evening for the Jets. It'll be a fly out, and there's 1 down. Now to Evan Felber, the center fielder. 7 batters up and 7 batters down so far for Mason Palmer on the mound. That's Palmer, righty-righty matchup. That'll just miss the plate. In this zone, it's 1-0. Fargo Jets and Devils Lake the Storm. 1-0 pitch is going to be hit in the air. That goes to the right fielder. Tripke going back to the warning track and makes a couple of spots in front of it for the fly out. Fly out to the left fielder, fly out to the right fielder, and there's 2 down. For the Jets so far on the season, 30-8. Devils Lake at 28-9. 2 teams that have had a good chunk of success here this summer, in the months of June and July, and trying to carry that over to the first few days of August. See if he can get to Monday afternoon and play the championship. Big rip at it. Harper Schultz with a home run for the Fargo Jets against the Bismarck Senators. So even though he's your number 9 batter, might not be your quote-unquote prototypical number 9 batter. If he can put a barrel to one here. No balls and 2 strikes as Palmer has went right at him. Here's the 0-2. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Yet again, Palmer, 4 strikeouts the first time through the lineup, and the Jets have yet to have a runner aboard. As we make our way to the bottom of the third, we're scoreless on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard.
Local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ. 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Bottom of the third inning we go. Easton Kraft followed by Tripke, then back to the top of the lineup with Max Palmer. 29 pitches for Finn Bergseth so far. 2 innings of work, 1 hit, no walks, and 3 strikeouts. 3 innings of work so far for Mason Palmer. 34 pitches, no hits, no walks, and 4 strikeouts in comparison. So far, it has been a good old-fashioned pitcher's duel through 2.5. Similar to what we said in the last inning. Devils Lake trying to put something of consistency together against Bergseth here in the bottom of the third inning. Crowd continues to file on in with still one more game to play. With Castleton and Kindred, we have eliminated the Bismarck Reps, and Minot has been eliminated so far earlier today. As you'll get two more teams eliminated tomorrow, and we'll be down to 4 by the time we get to Sunday as this one is fouled back. Now 0-2. Easton Kraft, the starting third baseman here on the way for Devils Lake. Finn Bursek works ahead, already with 3 strikeouts. Oh, miss out of the zone. It's 1-2. Jeff Hammond, Eric Guler, and Casey Kowalski here are umpiring crew in game number 3. Off-speed pitch, now 2-2. Here's a 2-2 upcoming from Finn. Hit in the air, that'll be a foul ball down the right field line. That'll go foul. Two upcoming here to Bergseth. And Bergseth, that is, gets the strikeout of Kraft. Swing and a miss. The first one via the punch-out on a swing. And there's one down here in the third. Now it goes to Tripke. Gosh, when you're in a situation like this as a defense, you just don't want to make a mistake with how your pitcher is rolling in a game. As this will run in and hit him. Yes, it did. Clipped him. Tripke trying to get away, but a hit by pitch. There's a free pass. And the Storm get a runner aboard. First time since a single by Mason Palmer in inning number 1. Well, it goes to Max Palmer, who struck out looking his last time up as Finn Bergseth. First time through the lineup, 2 1/3, 1 hit by pitch, and then you have 4 strikeouts. There's a pick play. Tripke is easily able to get back at first base. As Bergseth has the pitch, hit in the air, that'll be down the first base line. Going foul, it's 0-1. Devils Lake, your champs from the East Region Tournament, earning the number 1 seed. Fargo Jets able to earn the number 3 seed and make it to state. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Bunting, this one goes to the pitcher. Bergseth fields it nicely. So Max Palmer with the sack. You have Tripke to second base, and there's 2 down. Now it gets to Olsen. Ground out his last time up, then the ever-dangerous Mason Palmer in the hole. Or on the on-deck circle, excuse me. Devils Lake left the runner in scoring position in the first, trying to avoid that fate here in the third. Bergseth looks back. And the runner will stay put at second base. 4 batters in the first, 3 in the second. So far, batter number 4 here in the third for the Storm. Bergseth with a long look at the runner. And the pitch. Called the strike, it's 0-1. Olsen, the center fielder, grounded out his last time up to Bergseth on the mound. Chase giving signs behind the plate. Bergseth also running at the hands. Now it's 1-1. Back to the top of the lineup for the Jets in the fourth with Chase, Ebling, and Bergseth coming up here for Fargo. The 1-1 on the way from Bergseth as he looks back the runner one more time, paying a lot of attention here to Tripke. Tripke taking a look at Ebling behind him, who's trying to keep him close to shortstop. 1-1 pitch, and it'll work out of the zone. It's now 2-1. It's right now Bergseth just trying to bear down on the runner, not the runner, the hitter here with Olsen. 2-1, and another chopper that goes back to the pitcher. They'll have to apply the tag. Not sure that Bergseth knew it was 2 outs. Might have thought it was 1, but instead it still works as well. 1-5 on the putout as Tripke is retired, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a runner left on base. We played 3 today on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. We're scoreless as we head to inning number 4.
Heritage, sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank community bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. Customers are more than account numbers, they are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Keep your car moving along with the team at Elite Automotive Center in Fargo. What sets Elite Automotive Center apart from the herd is their truly extensive list of services. From brake and tire service to tune-ups and battery replacement, there's no job too big or small for their ASE certified technicians. Schedule your next oil change by going to EliteAutomotiveCenter.com or scan the QR code on your screen now. Never settle for standard service. Stop by Elite Automotive Center today in Fargo.
Top of the 4th inning here on YourLiveEvent.com. Here's a Castleton Lumber in-game update. And the in-game update in a game that started back at 4:54, it's pitching. Also a final out west. West Fargo Patriots 2, Dickinson 1, a final. So West Fargo Patriots will advance, and they will play Mandan upcoming in another elimination game here at about 6 o'clock. But so far, no runs, a hit, no errors, with 2 runners left aboard for Devil's Lake. For the Jets, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. That's our in-game update, brought to you in part by Castleton Lumber. Call 701-347-4471. The question is, which team's going to find the lumber here in this game and barrel something up? Mason Palmer, no balls, 2 strikes here to Chase, who had a ground out his first time up. And the 0-2. Hit on the ground, chopper up the first base line. I'll go foul. And all that Fargo's trying to do against Palmer right now is find someone to get on the base pass and see if you can break up the rhythm that Mason's been in. 34 pitches to get through 3 innings coming into the 4th. Here's the 0-2. Breaking ball, nearly got the strikeout. It's 1-2. That didn't miss by much. Palmer would like that pitch. This time, that one, another breaking ball, froze him. Strikeout number 5 for Mason. And there's one down here in the 4th. Kobe Ebling, 0 for 1 with a ground out in inning number 1. As we get Lemoore and Renville County tied at 3 here now in the 7th. In the opening round of the State B. As this will miss for a ball, it's 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes here to Ebling. Fouled back. It's going to be 1-1. Mason Palmer has definitely been the story, but equally as impressive has been Finn Burks, that these two guys are just simply dealing here early in this one. 1-1, over for a strike, and when you can locate that curveball, have a good fastball with it, maybe adding just one more pitch on top of it. That's a strike 3 looking, and Ebling is retired. Back-to-back-to-back, 3 straight Ks here for Palmer, and there's 2 down. Through 11 batters so far, Palmer has retired 6 of them via the strikeout. Here's the pitch. Locates, finds his spot. Now it's Finn Bergseth, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout, looking back in inning number 1. This will miss outside, as it's going to be 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike on the way here to Bergseth. Breaking ball, got it. It's now 1-2. So if you're a batter at the plate, are you sitting on the fastball or you're sitting on the breaking ball becomes the question. The 1-2, that'll work on the zone. And we've seen Palmer throw 3 straight, 2 straight when it comes to breaking balls. The same for fastballs, so he's doing a good job mixing the speeds, different elevation. The 2-2 pitch, breaking ball, strike 3 looking at Palmer. Strikes out the side, all looking here in the fourth. 4 consecutive batters punched out via the strikeout. We're scoreless as we head to the bottom half of the inning on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo, Moorhead, and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial sales and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
Green Earth Landscaping offers a full range of services, including commercial and residential landscape design and installation, maintenance and sprinkler services. From outdoor kitchens to patios, retaining walls, lighting, fine grade, sod and hydroseed, and anything in between, Green Earth Landscaping has you covered, servicing the Fargo Moorhead area and beyond. For more information, go online to greenearthnd.com. That's greenearthnd.com.
Bottom of the fourth inning in a game that's humming along that started back at 4:54 here today, thanks in part to Finn Bergseth, but also Mason Palmer, as two pitchers will square off with one another here in the bottom of the fourth inning. So far for Finn Bergseth, he's just faced one, make that 2 over the minimum so far through 3 innings. That would be impressive. The only problem is Mason Palmer is flawless in comparison through 4 innings. Palmer has the only hit of the game. Here for Devils Lake, he takes outside for a ball. It's 1-0. 3, 4, and 5 batters. Mason Palmer, Trayson Beck, and Brody Rainsbury due up. Off speed, this one is hit on the ground. That'll go to the first baseman, Emineth. Takes it 3 unassisted, and there's 1 down here to start things off in the bottom of the fourth inning. Out of Trayson Beck. Struck out looking his last time up. By the way, you come to the concession stands here later tonight. You can get yourself a meatball sub. Put a little onions on that thing. That was pretty good. 1 down. Here's the pitch. This will miss for a ball. It's now 1-0 to Beck. Just over 300 down the right field line, about 325 to left and 350 to center. This will work out of the zone. It's 2-0. Here's the 2-0 offering. I'll work out of the zone. It's 3-0. I haven't set a 3-ball count in a while. Last time it was a full count in the first to Beck, who struck out looking. Here's 3-0. That'll be a 4-pitch walk. And that'll be the walk here in this one. A hit by pitch and a walk are the free passes so far for the Storm. A courtesy runner into the game. Looks like number 17 coming in here for Devils Lake. As Weberg will come on and courtesy run here with 1 down. Rainsbury will take a strike. It's 0-1. Brody flew out to Felber in center. As last time up in inning number 2. Devils Lake's had a runner in scoring position twice here so far today. They've stranded them both. The 0-1 hit on the ground up the third baseline foul. Able to get Brodina, who came in for Mason Palmer, to second in the first, and then Tripke was able to make his way to second base as well in the third, but both of those were with 2 outs in the inning. As you have the pick play back, sliding back in safely is Beck. It's no balls and 2 strikes with 1 down. Runner at first base. This will be hit on the ground. A chance for 2. Ebling to Barnacle. The turn not in time. Rainsbury reaches on a fielder's choice. Beck is retired at first, and there's 2 down. Now it's to Hunter Remick. Remick 0 for 1 with a strikeout looking his last time up. Good hustle out of the box there by Rainsbury to avoid the double play to keep the Storm up at the plate here in inning number 4. As a final, Lemoore defeats Renville County in walk-off fashion 4-3. So Lemoore beats Renville County. They will make their way to the winner's bracket tomorrow. going up against the winner of Washburn and Park River. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Remick. Runners in a break. This one is foul. It's 1-1. So Hunter Remick trying to see if he can get Rainsbury possibly in a hit-and-run situation. See if he can put one in the outfield. Let him run some more. 1-1, runner stays put. This one goes foul again. It's 1-2. As the foul balls have been kept busy here, as you got two of them fighting for it underneath an evergreen. Who's going to come up with it? That was good old-fashioned backyard brawl. Okay, maybe not a brawl, but when you got the evergreen involved as the ref, that's never a good thing. As this will foul ball a couple up the first base side. The other kicker is it's almost like paintball over there. You're not sure who you're going to find coming across that evergreen. Someone might scare you. As we get another pick play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bergseth, when there has been a runner on, he's paying a lot of attention to those runners. The 1-2 fouled again, and we'll keep it at 1 ball and 2 strike. Well, for the Jets, it'll be their 4, 5, and 6 batters with Eli Emineth due up here in the 5th. Finn Bergseth came in with 42 pitches here in the inning. The 1-2 breaking ball, that'll be out of the zone now, 2-2. Goose eggs across the board so far on our Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. Have yet to have a runner to third base here today. A 2-2. Just off the zone now, 3-2. Another 3-ball count here in the inning. Runner will break early from first and Rainsbury. He's off on the pitch. 3-2. Ball 4. Second walk of the inning. And Remick now stands at first base as it goes to Will Heilman. Remick at first. Rainsbury at second. Heilman with the fly out to the center fielder. Felber his last time up to finish things off in inning number 2. First time that the Storm have had multiple runners on here in an inning against Bergseth. The pitch. Running at the hands, it's 1-0. Easton Kraft on the on-deck portion of the plate. So we'll get a meeting on the mound brought to you in part by Kindred Storage as Chase will come out and talk it over with Bergseth. Meeting on the mound also with Mike Boutine coming on here. With Kindred Storage, call 428-3121. That's 428-3121 for storage units on the north side of Kindred. Affordable, secure, and also easy access with Kindred Storage for our meeting on the mound. So out west one more time, you'll have Mandan against West Fargo in an elimination game. Winner punches their ticket to the Central Plains Regional because they'll play Fargo Post for 100 in the championship, and 400 is already going to be hosting. And then the B will have one more. That will go final later today with Washburn and Park River. Same here in the A will have one more. That'll go final a little bit later on with Castleton and Kindred. First pitch scheduled for 7:30. There's the 1-0 pitch to Heilman. Good spot for Bergseth. It's 1-1. Similar situation to what we saw in the last half inning. This might be where Bergseth was paying some attention to some of the runners. Mike Boutine might have came out and just said, hey, let's just worry about the batter here. Just need one down. 1-1 pitch, off-speed pitch in the air to right. The right fielder, Joyce, going back to the track. That ball is up, and that's going to go over the wall. It's a ground rule double. Heilman will come in and deliver the first extra base hit of the game, and to score is Rainsbury. Remick goes to third. Heilman gets the RBI double hit. And now there's runners at second and third. And Devils Lake gets the first run of the contest on our Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. That could have been fortunate that it did hop the wall. If not, probably a second run comes in As with 2 outs, you're off on the swing. Now it goes to Easton Kraft. That's a strike. It's on 1. Just with the wind blowing from the left to the right field, fair to foul line. We've seen balls that have been hit high in the air to right today have had a little more extra carry to them. Here's the 0-1. As that'll miss, it's now 1-0, and Devils Lake with another base hit to the outfield will have a chance to put 2 and maybe 3 runs across, if not more, here in the inning. A 1-1. Off speed, good spot by Bergseth. It's now 1-2. Tripke due up next here for the Storm. 1-2 offering from Bergseth. Foul ball, as this will go towards the Evergreens one more time. We'll keep it now at 1-2. So Heilman with the RBI double. What can Kraft do next? Off speed, jammed him. This one popped up into center. That'll go to Felber in the alley. He makes the catch to retire the side. A run on a hit. No errors and 2 runners left on base on our Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. It's Devils Lake 1, Fargo scoreless here on your LiveVent.com.
Your job site stocked with reliable service from Prairie Supply Inc., the contractor's headquarters. Our team specializes in everything concrete. That means hand tools and equipment, rebar of all shapes and sizes, concrete forming packages and ICFs, decorative concrete materials like color, stain, sealers, and coatings. And let's not forget our impressive fleet of winter construction equipment to keep the concrete flowing all year round. If you've got concrete questions, we've got concrete answers at Prairie Supply Inc., the contractor's headquarters.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Top of the 5th inning here on yourliveevent.com. Devils Lake 1, Fargo Jets scoreless. Here from Valley Process Technologies Field, Chase Miller with you here today in Castleton. As we go to the 5th, and right now the Jets are trying to find out the puzzle, the riddle, however you want to say, that is Mason Palmer. 7 strikeouts so far through 12 batters with Mason Palmer. Emineth, Barnacle, and Peralt. Now you just need 1 for the Jets. That's a nice thing, but haven't really seen one that's been barreled up against Palmer, as Palmer nearly hits Eli. It's 1-0. You lose this game, your season doesn't come to a close, but you got Valley City waiting for you tomorrow at noon. As this is foul back, it'll be 1 ball and 1 strike. Question now becomes, is 1 run enough for Mason Palmer? The way he's been pitching, you might say yes, but the Jets still with some outs to play with here in the 5th inning as this one goes foul at 1-2. I'm not sure what's more fun, the game or watching the little kids run for a foul ball in the Evergreens. Here's the 1-2 as they are humming to get that extra buck, and there's another swing and a miss by Mason Palmer. He has struck out 5 consecutive batters, 8 in the game, and there's 1 down. Now to Barnacle, who grounded out his last time up in inning number 2. Here's the pitch from Palmer. This is going to be hit foul down the first base line. It's 0-1. 5 consecutive batters retired via the strikeout. So far, balls that have been put in play. The 0-1 will miss. Sam Chase with a ground out. That went to Remick at first base. Ebling with the ground out to the second baseman. Got a ground out by Barnacle to the second baseman. A fly out to left fielder Hyland, and a fly out to the right fielder in Tripke. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Check swing now makes it 2-2. Coming up once we get to our post-game show, we'll get to our Agassi Feature Precision Ag Play of the Contest. Here from a victorious member of the winning team. 2-2, Palmer nearly got strikeout number 9. Instead, foul tip, and Barnacle stays alive. And we'll get you ready for our nightcap with Castleton and Kindred. An all-Eastern affair here in the winner's bracket for Game 2 as well. The 2-2. High chopper hit. This will be on the second hop for Remick. Makes a nice play over to Mason Palmer, covering 3-1. And out number 2 here in inning number 5. Peralt 0 for 1. Strikeout, looking his last time up. As the Storm right now. See one just off the zone here for Mason Palmer. It's 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes. The number 6 batter in the lineup for the Jets. Peralt gives a good cut at that. It's now 1-1. Peralt can get aboard. Jack Joyce is the on-deck batter. This one foul tipped. It's 1-2. Andrew just missed that. Trying to hit it right back where it came from. A 1-2 pitch up coming here, top of the 5th inning. Well, for the Storm, bottom half of the frame, it'll be 9-1 and 2 batters, a Tripke to lead off. 1-2 hit on the ground. This will go to the shortstop. There is Rainsbury. Throws across the diamond. 6-3 on the putout. And it's another 3-up, 3-down inning here for Mason Palmer. As we head to the bottom of the 5th, it's still a 1-0 lead for the Storm.
Q is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank community bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. Customers are more than account numbers, they are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Bottom of the 5th inning on our Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. Haven't been too many deposits to the bank here in this one with just 1 run. However, the 1 run by Walt Heilman is the difference on our Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. Devils Lake leads by a run as the Storm will have Tripke, Palmer, and Olsen due up here against Finn Bergseth. 66 pitches so far for Bergseth. 4 innings of work. He's given up 2 hits, a run. That was earned. 2 walks, a hit by pitch, and 4 strikeouts. Well, in comparison, Mason Palmer, 62 pitches so far through 5 innings. No hits, no walks, and 8 strikeouts here for Mason Palmer. As this will miss. Tripke already hit by a pitch once today. Here's the 1-0 from Finn Bergseth. That'll miss low. Now 2-0. As the 2-0 offering's on the way. That'll be called a strike. It's 2-1. Winner plays the nightcap tomorrow at 5:30 in Game 3 here of day number 3. That'll be the winner's bracket showdown. 3-1 pitch on the way. Lace down the left field line. That'll go foul. It's now 3-2. Full counts here to Tripke. Strike 3 looking, and Bergseth gets his 5th strikeout. 1 down here in the bottom of the 5th. Now it's to Max Palmer. Palmer 0 for 1 with a strikeout looking and a sacrifice bunt his last time up in the 3rd. As Finn Bergseth winds and delivers. Off-speed pitch just off the zone. It's 1-0. Earlier today, the Bismarck Senators with a 1-run win over the Bismarck Reps. Valley City Downs mount it 10-7. In another elimination contest as you get the 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike here to Max Palmer. And the pitch. Jammed him. This will go towards the second baseman on a hop. Barnacle is there. Throws it across to Emineth. 4-3 on the putout. And there's 2 down in the 5th inning. As it no goes to Faustin Olsen. As we'll see, Olsen here 0 for 2 with a pair of groundouts so far here today for Devils Lake in the number 2 spot in the lineup. Olsen hits a grounder. This will go to the third, make that the shortstop, Ebling. Do they apply the tag? Yes, they got the tag here by Emineth. Got him on the back, 6-3, and a tidy 3 up, 3 down, bottom of the 5th. We played 5 today on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. Devils Lake leads by a run.
Keep your car moving along with the team at Elite Automotive Center in Fargo. What sets Elite Automotive Center apart from the herd is their truly extensive list of services. From brake and tire service to tune-ups and battery replacement, there's no job too big or small for their ASE certified technicians. Schedule your next oil change by going to EliteAutomotiveCenter.com or scan the QR code on your screen now. Never settle for standard service. Stop by Elite Automotive Center today in Fargo.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo, Moorhead, and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial, sales, and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
As we come back here on your live event, on yourliveevent.com. As we go to the top of the 6th inning, Joyce, Felber, and Schultz do up here for the Fargo Jets. Mason Palmer, 62 innings worked so far through 5 innings. Again, the Jets just looking for something, whether it's a base hit, a walk, a hit by pitch, just something to get on base here against Palmer. There's a high chopper over the head of Palmer as this one goes to Max. In time for the out as sliding was Joyce. It'll be 4-3 on the putout, and there's 1 down. As you'll see, Evan Felber, who's 0 for 1, and a play like that, maybe you get on base, a high chopper that gets past the pitcher and give you a chance. 1 down, Palmer misses outside. It's 0-1. This has just been an absolute gem so far here for Mason. The 1-0. A work up, now 2-0. Have yet to see a 3-ball count here for Mason Palmer. It's a 2-2 in the first. Here's the pitch. That's a strike at 2-1. It's a 2-2 in the third. The same in the fourth. And that's been it. Here's a 2-1 offering. Hit on the ground again. That'll go to Max. Max with it. Fires across. And that's another 4-3 putout. Another ground out as well. And there's 2 down. That goes to Harper Schultz. Palmer so far with 8 strikeouts on the night. In a game that started just about an hour ago here today in Castleton. Harper Schultz again, if he makes contact, he has home run power. That's a strike at 0-1. Kind of the old adage, let the pitcher bring the power, you just bring the lumber. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Now it's going to be 1-1 for the Storm in the bottom half of the 6th. It'll be the heart of the lineup. Mason Palmer, Beck, and Rainsbury, 3, 4, and 5. Harper Schultz took a good crack at it, now 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs, and Palmer is dealing. Strikeout number 9 for Mason. 71 pitches through 6 innings of work here for Mason Palmer, and has been a gem here through 6. The Storm won. the Jets scoreless as we head to the bottom half on yourliveevent.com.
Green Earth Landscaping offers a full range of services, including commercial and residential landscape design and installation, maintenance and sprinkler services. From outdoor kitchens to patios, retaining walls, lighting, fine grade, sod and hydroseed, and anything in between, Green Earth Landscaping has you covered, servicing the Fargo-Moorhead area and beyond. For more information, go online to greenearthnd.com. That's greenearthnd.com.
Keep your job site stocked with reliable service from Prairie Supply Inc., the contractor's headquarters. Our team specializes in everything concrete. That means hand tools and equipment, rebar of all shapes and sizes, concrete forming packages and ICFs, decorative concrete materials like color, stain, sealers, and coatings. And let's not forget our impressive fleet of winter construction equipment to keep the concrete flowing all year round. If you've got concrete questions, we've got concrete answers at Prairie Supply Inc., the contractor's headquarters.
Time to get to an in-game update brought to you in part by Castleton Lumber. It's going to be quick. The Jets, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. For Devils Lake, they have 1 run, 2 hits. They've left 4, and so far zero errors here in this contest for Devils Lake. That's an in-game update brought to you in part by Castleton Lumber at 701-347-4471. That's 347-4471. Mason Palmer, 1 of 2 so far today, and the count is at 1-1. Finn Bergseth on for his 6th inning of work. Here's the pitch. I'll miss. Now it's 2-1. Just to show you the difference in 2 style of games from what we've seen here today. The 2-1 offering at a winning pitcher of record complete game that gave up 15 hits, 7 runs, and now all of a sudden you got 2 pitchers that are trying to throw a complete game of just combined 1-run baseball. This will work the count full. Finn Bergseth, a couple walks, did come back and haunt him in the 4th inning. We're going to give it 2 free bags. 3-2. That'll be a walk. Flip of the bat there by Mason Palmer. He's able to get aboard. The Storm get a runner on, and we'll get a courtesy runner into the game as well here for Devils Lake, as Brodina will come on. So Brodina will run at first base. It goes to Trayson Beck, the cleanup batter, with 2 walks, with 1 walk so far here today. 0 for 1 at the plate. We'll see this one miss low. It's 1-0. Devils Lake just looking to add another run, maybe 2 here, at least in the bottom half of the 6th. Give Mason a little bit more of a lead here to work with going to the 7th. The 1-0. That'll come in, and he'll wear it. Catcher will wear it, and Finn Bergseth came off the mound, and he is holding that shoulder right now as well. Brodina goes to second. Beck will go to first on the hit by pitch. As right now they are going to attend to the pitcher here with Finn Bergseth. We'll take a quick break as well. Devils Lake with runners at first and second, nobody out as they attend to Finn here on the mound on yourliveevent.com.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Take your softball or baseball skills to the next level with personalized instruction from the professional staff at the Ball Yard. Their mission is to provide area players, young and old, the opportunity to improve their skills in a professional level facility and to provide a high level of instruction to youth players to help them achieve their goals at the Ball Yard. Come and visit the one place in the Fargo-Moorhead area where it's always summer. For more information, go online to fmballyard.com. That's fmballyard.com.
For any accounting needs you may have, Todd R. World Certified Public Accountant has you covered. From income tax planning, preparation, and consulting for individuals and businesses. Todd Wold CPA would like to wish the best to the teams competing and thank the coaches and players for their hard work and dedication throughout the season on and off the field, as anything can happen every night at the Diamond. For more information, go online to wold-cpa.com. That's wold-cpa.com.
As Finn Bergseth will come out of the game, 5 innings of work, 2 hits. He's on the hook for both runners at first and second with Brodina and Beck. Currently 1 run against that was earned. 3 walks with 2 hit by batters and 5 strikeouts. And Finn Bergseth with 84 pitches was holding that throwing shoulder, the right shoulder, when he came out. So you hope both short-term and long-term it's nothing more than just has to put some ice on it and hopefully can come back, whether it's as a hitter or a player moving forward throughout the rest of this tournament. But that'll be something to note for the Jets going forward here in Castleton. That'll be the optimistic approach here for Finn Bergseth. So the new pitcher, the right fielder Joyce, will come on and try to get out of the situation here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Then going to right field will be Ryan Oman. Those are a pitching change brought to you in part by Kindred Storage. Go to 428-3121. That's 428-3121. In contact with Kindred Storage for a storage near you, just outside the Fargo Metro. Now it goes to Brody Rainsbury. Rainsbury, the number 5 batter, has reached base on a fielder's choice, has the only run scored of the game so far. As we'll see, runners at first and second, as the umpires making sure that they're in their proper spot after the pitching change as well. 2 hits for Devils Lake, and in a situation like this, you wonder if the bunt is on to move runners in scoring position, or if you let your number 5 batter swing away here against a brand new pitcher in Joyce. And Finn Bergseth also just pitched a gem. It's just been overshadowed by Mason Palmer. This will be a bunt high in the air. It gets by the third baseman, but it's going to roll foul. Now 0-1. The third baseman, Peralta, was hustling in to try to cut the bunt off potentially and try to see if he can get the lead runner, but it was popped up so much that he had to put on the brakes, try to spin, and then speaking of spin, the ball spun once it hit the turf and just went foul. Game of inches. Well, there was the question, do you throw the bunt on or not? Now the question is, will you do it again here at 0-1? There's the 0-1 pitch. Looking to bunt. This one will come in. Bunt in nicely. Peralta has to throw across. It's past the first baseman. A run coming in by Brodina. Beck's going to go to third. They're going to put the stop sign on there. A run comes in on the air, and it's 2-love in favor of Devils Lake. And now Devils Lake will have a 2-0 lead. Still nobody out here in inning number 6. First error of the game here for either club. Brodina to score. Beck stands at third base. And now you have Rainsbury at second. Infield comes in here for the Jets. Taking a big crack at that one is Hunter Remick. And it's now 0-1. And for Devils Lake, you have Weberg, over at third base. As the infield will come in. One more time on the 0-1 pitch. Look out. Now 1-1. Devils Lake kind of like a shark in blood-infested waters right now. Looking to pounce and see if they can get the third, fourth, and just continue to add on to their run total. Here in inning number 6. The 1-1. Breaking ball in there for a strike. It's 1-2 as Remick almost wanted to throw that chicken wing out there if it got close to him. I got a lot of curve and action on that by Joyce. Joyce looking for out number 1 from the Jets' perspective here in the 6th. Another breaking ball's hit in the air that's going to die in front of the left fielder. Schultz will come up firing to third. It's an RBI single on the way here for Remick, and the Storm have a 3-0 lead. Weber comes in to score. Rainsbury goes to third base. Remick gets the hit and the run driven in. As we'll have another courtesy runner or another runner into the game here for Devils Lake. This will be Lincoln Ronigan. So Ronigan will come on, then Will Heilman at the plates, and the Storm looking to break the game open here in the sixth with runners at the corners and no outs. And with how Mason Palmer's been pitching, 3 runs might feel like 30 runs tonight. As you got Ronigan standing at first base again, Rainsbury stands at third. The runners will stay put, particularly the trail runner. As this with Joyce missed for a ball, it's 1-0. So Finn Bergseth will give up 3 runs in the contest here in this one. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Squeeze play popped up, and this one will go to the backstop. That's now 1-1. 1 hour and 20 minutes from now, we'll get to our final game of the night featuring Kindred and Castleton. And then we are to day 3 tomorrow for 3 games here at Valley Process Technologies Field. Here's the 1-1 pitch on the way. Another bunt squeeze play. Peralt makes it, looks, fires, throws a good one there to the first baseman. Perfectly executed on the squeeze. Rainsbury comes in. Ronigan goes to second base. And there's 1 down and a 4-0 lead. So 4-0 now for the Storm to Easton Kraft, who's 0 for 2 at the plate. Joyce with his first out in relief, an airy single and a squeeze play so far against the first 3 batters he's seen. Also work inside, it's 1-0 for the Jets. A reminder, in the top of the 7th, it'll be 1, 2, and 3 batters. Finn Bergseth was scheduled to bat third in the top of the 7th. There's the 1-0. I'll make it 1-1. Now for the Fargo Jets right now, already 3 runs across in the inning, 4 runs here for Devils Lake in the game. Trying to strand that runner at second base and Ronigan. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball onto the zone at 2-1. Story of the game so far has been both Bergseth and Mason Palmer. They were going toe-to-toe at each other. So Finn Bergseth had to leave earlier in the inning with an apparent arm injury after having a walk and a hit by pitch. As we get a time called. Fargo Jets looking to avoid the shutout here in their second game. 2-1. Here from Joyce. Work outside now, 3-1. Three balls and 1 strike to the third baseman here for the Storm. Looking for his first hit of the game. Foul tips it back. It's now 3-2. A fun ball game though from the start. Kind of what you expect at a state tournament. Just quality play behind you. Good pitching. Quick coming in and out of the half innings. Getting back on the field. Trying to get back in the dugout. Get your bats to the plate. And another walk. Easton Kraft take the free pass combined here for the Fargo Jets. It'll be their 6th free pass via the walk or the hit by pitch. And now you have runner at first and second. It goes back to Tripke here, who's 0 for 1 with a hit by pitch. Here's the Pitch to Tripke. Tripke takes the ball. It's 1-0. 7 batters so far here in the inning for Devils Lake. The most they had prior to that was 6 in the 4th. Here's the 1-0 offering from Joyce. Good spot for a strike. It's 1-1. State A Legion tournament here in Castleton. A nice day again for Legion baseball. Expecting the same tomorrow for those coming out to the ballpark. There's the 1-1. Breaking ball called. The strike gets 1-2. As the 1-2 pitch is upcoming here to Tripke. Another off-speed pitch. This one will go foul. Nicely done by the home plate umpire behind the plate to make the catch. I'll do it again all at 1-2. Barnacle trying to maybe have the daylight play put on with Ronigan there at second. Kraft over back at first. And the 1-2 offering on the way from the righty, Joyce. Fouled again. Tripke continues to battle here in the bottom of the 6th inning. One more game yet to go in Park River and the State B Legion tournament. Park River hosting Washburn. So that game is ready to get underway in about 15-20 minutes. So this one will work outside. And it's now 2-2. Back to the top of the lineup with Max Palmer. As Joyce looking for his second out in relief. The pitch. Hit in the air down the left field line. That's a foul ball. If that is a fair ball, 1 run comes in, possibly 2 after you're off and going with a particular line drive shot down the line. Fargo Jets a chance to recollect themselves. As Tripke continues to foul one off yet again. Good battle here between him and Joyce. 2-2 will run in, make the count full. It's 3-2. Back-to-back batters for Joyce that he's seen a full count. Kraft work to walk. Joyce trying to join him and get on the base pass here in the 6th inning. Three-two pitch. Hit in the air. That'll go down the left field line, and that's a foul ball. About as close as you can get if you had the white chalk, if you will, down the line. Tripke is peppering the left field line here. We see the 3-2 upcoming one more time. Three-two will be a walk. Ronigan to third. Kraft goes to second. Tripke earns a free pass. So he will stand at first base. And the Storm looking to open the door here with another hit in the bottom of the 6th inning. As it goes to Max Palmer. Third time, we'll make that 4th time through the lineup here for the Storm. As Joyce delivers a strike, it's 0-1. An error, a single, a squeeze, a walk, and a walk so far that Joyce has contended with since he's been on the mound. Palmer 0 for 2 today with the sacrifice bunt in inning number 3. Looking for another squeeze play as Palmer nearly leapt out of the batter's box to put that bat on the ball. Now 0-2. Falling behind is Max Palmer as he will have to battle now against Joyce. On again at third, again Kraft at second. Tripke at first. Here's the 0-2 from Joyce. Breaking ball, hit to center. This one will die in front of the center fielder, Felber. They'll go station to station. It's 5-0 Devils Lake with the RBI single from Max Palmer. Runnigan comes in to score. Kraft goes to third. Tripke to second. Palmer stands at first base now. As it goes to Olsen, as Devils Lake's looking to bat around here in inning number 6. Here's the pitch to Olsen, who's 0 for 3 today. He's also looking to bunt. Now they got the runner a little bit in a pickle, and there's going to be an interference call on the batter. So that's going to be a double play on the interference call as the runner was coming down, or they're going to be one out with the bases full. So you're going to get one down on the play. With the interference is trying to get out of the way was the batter Olsen. Chase ran into him as they're trying to squeeze. And you have the runner at third place in Kraft coming down. So you're going to have an interference play. So Olsen is retired, and there's going to be 2 down. As now you'll get to Mason Palmer. Well, the other kicker is Palmer hits a grand slam as the example if you're thinking as much as you can. If you're a Devils Lake Storm fan, it's 9-love, and all of a sudden you get one more run across, and it's a 10-run rule, and you don't need to worry about throwing Mason out there. But that's, again, if you can get 5 more runs across here in the inning. As this one will miss for a ball. It's 1-0. Trying to bunt by Olsen. The interference by Olsen with Chase will allow the out to be occurred. Here's the 1-0. That will be a strike. It's 1-1. 10th batter to the plate here for Devils Lake. And so you'll see the 1-1 offering here to Mason Palmer. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball. Good spot by Joyce, now 1-2. Mason may be looking for something a little different as the ankle nearly buckled a little bit on that one with the knee. There's the 1-2 offering to Palmer. There's Joyce. Sees the 1-2. That'll work outside. It's 2-2. Runner at third still is Kraft. Tripke at second. You got the runner at first with Max Palmer. Now we'll see the 2-2 pitch upcoming. The number 3 batter here in the Storm lineup. Joyce nearly gets strike 3. Instead works the count full. It's 3-2. Joyce with another full count here. This was his third in relief. A 3-2 pitch. That'll work inside. It's a walk. Palmer will drive in a run. Coming in to score now will be Easton Kraft. Tripke goes to third base. Palmer goes to second. It's 6-0 in favor of Devils Lake. As Mike Boutine will come on here and talk it over. As we get to Trayson Beck. Beck with a hit-by pitch, a walk, and a strikeout. And that'll do it here for Joyce in relief. We'll let you know about the new pitcher next here on your liveevent.com.
Partnership is a way of life here in the Northland. It's about pitching in to help our neighbors, making lending decisions locally, honoring long-term commitments to farmers, Main Street businesses, teams, schools, and rural communities. We're more than just a bank. We're a community partner, working constantly and diligently to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. Bank North, always true.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. Three, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. How did your planting season go this year? Are you looking to make improvements for next year instead of breaking the bank on a whole new planter? Get the best price of the year on upgrades for your planter from Agassiz Precision Ag this summer. Get $50 back per roll per product for some of our best-selling solutions. Make the precision decision for your planter this summer. Give us a call at 701-636-2119 or visit planterdoc.com for more information.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
As we get a pitching change here for the Fargo Jets, coming on will be Jeremiah Beckham in for Joyce. Joyce will make his way towards the dugout. 2/3 of an inning worked. He had 2 hits against. He's on the hook for all the runners. Currently 3 runs, and he also had 3 walks here in relief. So now it's going to go to Beck, as there's a pitch that'll miss on the outside. It's 1-0. Tripke stands at third, Palmer at second, and Palmer at first. That's Max at second and Mason at first. Pitching change brought to you in part by Kindred Storage. The 1-0 here from Beckham. That'll be backhanded. It's now 2-0. And for Devil's Lake, you got the game-ending run at the plate. That's if all 3 runners in front of Beck were to score, including himself. So all of a sudden, in a pitcher's duel, we go to the 6, and now we start talking about the 10-run rule because the Storm have placed 5 across. But here's a pop-up. Emineth going into foul territory. Does he run out of room? Oh, it was close. Missed it by about a foot as he was trying to locate the fence up the first base side. That'll go foul. It's 2-1. But if Beck can earn a walk, get a single, double, 1-2 runs to come in, if you get one out to the outfield, and then from there you can possibly walk off the game here for the Storm and don't need to worry about Palmer coming back on in inning number 7. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Fly ball hit in the air, uppercut swing. This one with Felber and Schultz, and Felber will cut him off to retire the side. But there were 5 runs across on 2 hits. There was 1 error, and you had 3 runners left on base. As we have completed 6 today here on yourliveevent.com, it's a 6-run lead here for Devil's Lake.
At Castleton Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Castleton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Castleton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ. 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
6-0 here for Devil's Lake, and Mason Palmer is 3 outs away from being flawless here in this contest. Now he had to Wait a while, obviously. Not so much that he was just sitting down in the dugout the entire time. He did come up a couple of times to swing the bat, but the Jets have yet to have a runner aboard here against Mason Palmer. As you'll see, 1, 2, and 3 batters, Chase, Ebling, and then we'll see who ends up hitting in Finn Burks' spot as he was taken out and removed from the game with an injury to start things off in the top of the 6th inning. A game that started back at 4:54, so an hour and a half old, and the Jets are down to their final 3 outs. As Chase will dig in here for the Jets, 3rd time through the lineup. 9 strikeouts for Palmer, and he will deliver a strike, gets 0-1. I've seen some decent pitching performances so far here in the tournament, but this one, I'd take the cake. It's now 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to pitch. Not going through the zone with Sam. It's now 1-2. The 1-2 pitch here by the righty Mason Palmer. Fouled off, and we'll keep it at 1-2. One more game to be had in Double-A. We'll let you know as that game progresses between West Fargo and Mandan. The pitch, that'll work inside. Also, one more game left in the B with Park River and Washburn. As that one just about to get underway here with Park River and Washburn. Here's a hit in the air to right. The right fielder will come in, slides, and makes the catch. Tripke able to fend off the win. A little line drive. Gets a fist pump by Mason on the mound, and there's 1 out. Off the bat, you were wondering, could that be it? Could that possibly been the hit the Jets were looking for? But instead, it's a nice defensive play by Tripke, and there's 1 down. Ebling doesn't go through on the swing. It's now 0-1 as they will appeal. Colby so far 0 for 2 today with a strikeout looking in the 4th. The 1-0 will run inside and nearly clip him. And it's now 2-0. Haven't said 2-0 too many times again for Mason Palmer. Set it to Felber in the 6th. As this will work as a strike, it's 2-1. Mason Palmer, we'll see if he goes back to that fastball here. He does. This will be popped down the right field line. Foul. Remick giving chase, and that one will hit the top of the wall. Oh, what a play by the second baseman, then Max Palmer. Hit the top of the wall. He puts the left hand out and makes the grab. Unfortunately, this is not jungle ball in your Phi Ed class where you can just keep on hitting and swinging and kicking. As this would be 2 balls and 2 strikes. Or in baseball, you can't play with bumpers like you can in bowling sometimes. Here's the 2-2 by Mason Palmer. Strike 3 looking, and Palmer's got his 10th strikeout. 20 batters up and 20 batters down. As now it goes to Omen. As this will work outside, it's 1-0. Mason Palmer trying to rear back a little bit harder on that last pitch. Here's the 1-0. Now 2-0. Fell behind against Ebling 2-0. You can probably assume the adrenaline's rushing now. Here's a 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. It's 2-1. And so far it's been all heat against Omen. Here comes old number 1. Here's 2-1. Now 2-2. Does he go with the heater or does he go with the off speed? 2-2, swing and a miss. It's a perfect game for Mason Palmer. His 11th strikeout, and the Devil's Lake Storm on the back of Mason Palmer's pitching performance. 21 up and 21 down is our pitcher and player of the game. In a game that goes 1 hour and 34 minutes. 1 hour and 34 minutes here today. Mason Palmer, 7 innings of work, a perfect game. 21 up, 21 down with 11 strikeouts is our player of the contest. Devils Lake picks up the win by a final of 6-0. While for the Fargo Jets, they will play Valley City tomorrow at noon in an elimination contest. Your final again, Devils Lake 6, the Jets scoreless. Our post-game show brought to you in part by Castleton Lumber is next on your liveevent.com.
Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank community bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. Customers are more than account numbers, they are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Keep your car moving along with the team at Elite Automotive Center in Fargo. What sets Elite Automotive Center apart from the herd is their truly extensive list of services. From brake and tire service to tune-ups and battery replacement, there's no job too big or small for their ASE certified technicians. Schedule your next oil change by going to EliteAutomotiveCenter.com or scan the QR code on your screen now. Never settle for standard service. Stop by Elite Automotive Center today in Fargo.
As we go on to our Castleton Lumber post-game show, well, our Agassi Precision Egg play of the game, when you throw a perfect game, it goes right there. Mason Palmer never had a 3-ball count here to a Fargo Jets batter, including he would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just 6 2-ball counts in 21 batters that he saw today. He is our play and player of the game on that 1-2 combination here for Mason Palmer. Your Agassi Precision Egg play the contest. Call 701-432-2119 or visit planterdoc.com. That again is planterdoc.com. Mason Palmer is our Agassi Precision Egg play and player of the game as we continue on our Castleton Lumber post-game show. Take a look at some of the final box scores in this one. Max Palmer would have a sacrifice bunt, a run driven in. He would go 1 of 3 at the plate. Olson would go 0 for 4. Mason Palmer able to go 1 of 2. Boutine scores a run. Mason does get a run driven in. Trayson Beck here today would finish 0 for 2 with a walk and a hit by pitch and a run scored. Brody Rainsbury with 2 runs scored across. He'd reach base twice. He would go 0 for 3. Remick goes 1 of 2 with a single, and a run driven in. Ronigan comes in to score for him. Will Heilman with a double, 2 runs driven in, as he goes 1 of 2 at the plate. Easton Kraft goes 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored, and Tripke hit by pitch, a walk and a strikeout. Here today, Finn Bergseth, 5 innings of work, 2 hits, 3 runs, an earned run, 3 walks, 2 hit by batters, and 5 strikeouts. Picks up the loss, picking up the win for Devils Lake. Mason Palmer again perfect, 21 up and 21 down. No hits, no runs, no walks, and 11 strikeouts here for Mason Palmer. The Jets, Chase goes 0 for 3 with a strikeout. The same for Colby Ebling, except he has 2 punch-outs. Finn Bergseth goes 0 for 2, then Ullman goes 0 for 1 in his appearance. Eli Emineth goes 0 for 2. Tate Barnacle 0 for 2. The same for Peralt. Joyce goes 0 for 2 with a flyout and a ground out. The same for Felber. And Harper Schultz goes 0 for 2 today with a pair of strikeouts. The Jets now drop to 30-9 on the season. Devils Lake will improve to 29-9 on the year. Waiting for Mason Palmer after they had their team huddle, as hoping that he makes his way up to the press box here in a moment or two, and then we will get you ready for our second game of the day coming up of the winner's bracket. That again will be Kindred and Castleton here a little bit later on. But first, we'll get to our post-game interview here in a moment as Mason Palmer again picks up the win, as we'll continue with more after this here on your liveevent.com.
selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo, Moorhead, and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial sales and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
Green Earth Landscaping offers a full range of services, including commercial and residential landscape design and installation, maintenance and sprinkler services. From outdoor kitchens to patios, retaining walls, lighting, fine grade, sod and hydroseed, and anything in between, Green Earth Landscaping has you covered, servicing the Fargo Moorhead area and beyond. For more information, go online to greenearthnd.com. That's greenearthnd.com.
Keep your job site stocked with reliable service from Prairie Supply Inc., the contractor's headquarters. Our team specializes in everything concrete. That means hand tools and equipment, rebar of all shapes and sizes, concrete forming packages and ICFs, decorative concrete materials like color, stain, sealers, and coatings. And let's not forget our impressive fleet of winter construction equipment to keep the concrete flowing all year round. If you've got concrete questions, we've got concrete answers at Prairie Supply Inc., the contractor's headquarters.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com, local voices from local radio.
As we come back here on YourLiveEvent.com, waiting for Mason Palmer to make his way to the press box to do a post-game interview with him. As again, your final here in this one, Devils Lake 6, Fargo scoreless. The Storm await the winner of our next contest. The winner will play at 5:30 tomorrow in our nightcap. The Jets will square off with Valley City at noon, and then the loser of our nightcap will go up against the Bismarck Senators at 2:30 following that in our second elimination game. So 2 games tomorrow, elimination bracket, and then you'll get to the winner's bracket after that particular contest. In the B from earlier today, Thompson over Langdon 10-0 in 5 innings. You had Linton Ashley Wishick with an 8-2 win over Candu in 9. Lemoore defeats Renville County by a final of 4-3. And Washburn and Park River right now in their contest, as that game is just about to get underway in Park River for that particular game. And then from there, Fargo Post 400 with a 4-3 win in 10 innings over Mandan. You had West Fargo defeat Dickinson 2-1, and West Fargo will go up against Mandan in our second elimination game as well in the State AA tournament. The winner of that will punch a ticket to the Central Plains Regional, and currently that game is scoreless here in this contest in the second inning. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll hear from the man who threw the perfect game, Mason Palmer. That's coming up around the corner next here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Take your softball or baseball skills to the next level with personalized instruction from the professional staff at the Ball Yard. Their mission is to provide area players, young and old, the opportunity to improve their skills in a professional level facility and to provide a high level of instruction to youth players to help them achieve their goals at the Ball Yard. Come and visit the one place in the Fargo-Moorhead area where it's always summer. For more information, go online to fmballyard.com. That's fmballyard.com.
For any accounting needs you may have, Todd R. World Certified Public Accountant has you covered. From income tax planning, preparation, and consulting for individuals and businesses. Todd Wold CPA would like to wish the best to the teams competing and thank the coaches and players for their hard work and dedication throughout the season on and off the field, as anything can happen every night at the Diamond. For more information, go online to wold-cpa.com. That's wold-cpa.com.
As we come back on our post-game show, Mr. Perfect himself, 21 up and 21 down. Again, Mason Palmer with 11 strikeouts here in this contest. Mason, just what was working right from the jump? I mean, obviously you had the curveball, you had the fastball, you were working your locations. Just what was really working for you right from inning number 1 to the final out here in inning number 7?
I think I was mixing my stuff pretty good. My fastball was hitting in spots, and my curveball was just fooling them. Looked like they took a lot of curveballs for strikes, and that's really what helped me.
Able to get a run across in inning number 4 when he saw Will Heilman shoot one to right. What's kind of going through your mind knowing, okay, you finally get to play with the lead once you went back out there in the 5th?
Yeah, after that one run, it really settled my heart a little bit. I was like, oh, I can just go pitch now. I don't have to try to keep it away from him.
On your opposite, I mean, going toe-to-toe with Finn Bergseth, obviously he pitched 5 really good innings. What's it like as a pitcher when you see someone that's kind of equally matching you as zeros on the board early on in the game?
Just to keep competing with him, if he's holding our team to 0 runs, I got to do the same. And I did. So
able to get, obviously, 5 runs in the 6th inning. What do you just think the worked? Obviously, Finn comes out with an injury, but with Joyce and Beckham, what was just working for you guys to earn some walks and just get some timely hits?
Yeah, we really just had to simplify our swings and just take a lot of pitches, get in good counts, and that really helped us out a lot.
I think it's an easy question, but I got to ask it. How sweet is this to do it at a state level and know that you're continuing in the winner's bracket, getting one step closer to what your ultimate goal is here, Mason?
Yeah, this is awesome. Really helped the team for sure. My teammates made some awesome plays. My right fielder made a diving play in the last inning to keep that one, so that was awesome.
Yeah, when you saw Tripke, when it got off the end of the bat, did you go, uh-oh, in your mind for a split second there?
Oh, for sure, because it looked like he was just going to let it drop, and then he tracked it down. So.
Able to make the play. I guess the biggest thing here, Mason, 2 games in this one, your team has been filthy in terms of the wins that you've been able to come across pitching, whether it was the 5 innings yesterday or 7 today. So what do you hope to carry over against either Castleton or Kindred tomorrow in a winner's bracket game?
Just keep playing good defense, and the ball will go. We just got to keep putting the barrel on the ball. So.
Awesome. Hey, first ever perfect game for Mason Palmer at a great time at the State Legion Tournament. Congratulations on the win, and we'll see you tomorrow evening.
Thank you.
Mason Palmer joining us here for Devil's Lake. We'll put a bow on this one next.
Partnership is a way of life here in the Northland. It's about pitching in to help our neighbors, making lending decisions locally, honoring long-term commitments to farmers, Main Street businesses, teams, schools, and rural communities. We're more than just a bank. We're a community partner, working constantly and diligently to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. Bank North, always true.
I'm not sure if it's going to get much better than that in terms of a pitching performance on our Castleton Lumber postgame show. Mason Palmer again, 21 up and 21 down in his first ever perfect game here in this one. So Devil's Lake will play tomorrow night at 5:30. Fargo Jets got Valley City at high noon tomorrow for a little lunch and baseball in our first of 2 elimination contests. That does it for this one. Still to come, Kindred and alongside with the Haymakers. That's next in about 45 minutes for the opening pitch here on your liveevent.com.